come the market open. So I'm seeing I have a very beautiful demand zone over here. Remember, on the weekly time frame, we've seen a weekly indecision candle, so I should join the buyers. That means a weekly indecision candle means price is ready to rocket, and the bulls are gonna take this market with a lot of power and momentum. Are we together? So all I need to do is just find my zones and then wait for the key window and see how I'm gonna join the buyers. Simple, nice and easy. I have this 15-minute demand over here. Mnanielewa ama naongea bro? So I have this particular 15-minute demand, and I'm seeing buyers are struggling. Why are buyers struggling? Because they're getting to a certain supply zone over here. But you know what? This supply zone, it won't give them long-term sales. It's more of a smart money trap. It's more of a smart money trap. Let me mark it with a purple color. So I'm seeing this is more of a smart money trap. Why? Because I've seen what's happening on the weekly time frame. So all I'm seeing, I have a 15-minute point of interest, and then I'm seeing some beautiful trend line liquidity sitting here. I told you all you need to see is a point of interest, and then see liquidity, and then have your zone that is a qualified point of interest. See liquidity, wait for the key window, let it give you the lower time frame confirmations. So this is it. I'm seeing this particular liquidity over here, and then I have a point of interest. Now what I need to do is wait for my key window. It's either I wait for 5 a.m. Kenyan time, that is the Tokyo session key window, or I wait for the Sydney session, which is around 2 a.m. Kenyan time when the market is opening. If the market opens and taps this zone and gives me the lower time frame confirmations, let me change the color of this thing. If the market falls to that zone and gives me the lower time frame confirmation, something like this. If the market does something like this, give me the lower time frame confirmations, boom, I'm gonna buy this thing and buy at least what? At least 60-70 pips with a lot size of 1. That's $700. Simple, nice and easy. Any question on AUD/USD? I've already told you, I've already told you guys what you're going to do. Any question on AUD/USD? That's AUD/USD for you. Na niliwaambia, once you see that indecision candle, all you need to do is wait for price to come to the cheaper zone. Like unaona kwa hii side ya chini ya week, ngoja price irudi. Na kama mmeona hizo zone yenye nimemark iko chini kwa hiyo week, nimewaambia iko somewhere hapa chini. Simple, nice and easy. Are you together guys? Boom 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 boom. Not any other time but during the key window. Not any other time but during the key window. In this particular case, the Sydney session key window, or if not the Sydney session key window, the Tokyo session key window. If not the Tokyo session key window, the London session key window. If not the London session key window, the New York session key window. And you're going to print. You're going to print. It's that simple, by the way. But then on that note, classes March na April, watu wana register ni $150 peke yake. And then we are gonna be with me. I'm gonna teach you how you understand. I teach you the different types of liquidity. Niwaambia liquidity tuko na almost 15 different types of liquidity in this particular market. And we usually say if you cannot see the liquidity, you'll always become liquidity. How to qualify points of interest. There is a lot of kuna mambo mingi. So tunakuwa na sessions at least 3 sessions per week. And I'll be teaching you, and I'm telling you, by the moment you're going to be getting out of going to be getting out of that particular class, after that, those 1.5 months, you'll be very good. If you're a newbie, $150. If you're advanced, at least you have some knowledge. I won't have to begin from all the way the introduction to Forex. You pay $100. So in case you're interested, let me give you my number, guys, as we continue with the breakdowns. Do I have someone who is interested by there before I even pin my number? I don't love having my number all over. Anyone who is in need of that particular number? So that is 254794673194. Classes is $150. If you are advanced, I don't have to begin all I need to do is I think there is no this too. If you want refinement, it's only $100, and refinement is something like 3 weeks only. But if you want the full classes, the full course, all the way from introduction to advanced, $150. 254-794-673194. All you do is just make the payment and then forward your M-Pesa message to this particular WhatsApp number, and then I will reply to you. I need also you need to start with the word classes so that I know what you want. Sawa DJ Kelvin. So this is it. That is pretty much it. Those who have been in my classes, they can tell you. The likes of Kina Wanjiru, she's printing these days. She was one of my students. Was it last month during the crash course? And I can tell you, I'm seeing good progress. Those who joined the February March classes, they are doing very well. Upgrade yourself. Just followed me. Wow, you've just upgraded yourself by following me. So this is my number. Remember, the classes are going to start next week. The March April classes will start next week. So this is your time. This is your time to join the classes. Simple, nice and easy. Classes $150 for those who want advanced sessions for the refinement of their edge. All you need is $100. You make your payment here, forward the M-Pesa message, and then you need to add, and you tell me what you want. Like, you need to add a message so that I know what you want from me. If it's the classes, you let me know. Once you pay, don't forget to forward the M-Pesa message. Sawa. Is that okay? Can I continue to the next pair? Let me know that those who needed the number, they have it. And also those who want account management, if you can fund $10,000, or rather, okay, the minimum is $1,000. If you can fund $1,000, reach me out. We do business. We buy. I said this year, if you've not made your first $10,000, this is the time to do it. How do you do it? By either joining my classes, learning how to do it. You learn how to do it by yourself, or if not that, you have your capital. You don't want even to know what forex is. If you have your capital and you want it to be traded, you just need to reach out to me with the logins and all that. We do business, profit split, and then boom, by the time it's the end of the year, you'll have made a lot of money. That's pretty much of the game plan. What else do I have to say? Yeah, those who know me, I believe most of you, if you're new to me, you may need to actually ask around who this is. Is that okay? So let me move to the next pair. That was AUD USD for you. By the way, guys, AUD USD, let me tell you something. One thing I've come to love with AUD USD, it doesn't have crazy pullbacks. Once you get that particular setup, it's rushing to your take profit like nonsense. You can see, like, for example, this AUD USD that I gave you guys on Friday. How many minutes did it take to get to my profit? I think 3 hours only. And my first partials, I was taking partials. Mr. Kuria is a witness. When I got into this trade, I told him I was taking for my first partials around this particular zone. 1 hour later, I took my partials, most of my partials, and then I let the others run to my take profit. And you can see, look at that, sniper entry, zero drawdown, sniper exit. Look at that. After that, boom, look at this. So guys, you need to know how to do these things, and that's how I do check trades. That's how I do check trades with my community, with my VIP signal. Look at this. Look at this clean buys. Boom. Look at this. Clean buys. If I show you these buys, by the way, I did these buys on a 200k account, a funded account. I was pricing several tens. By the time price was getting here, I made a lot of. I don't even talk about it. I think Mr. Kuria saw that screenshot, and Wanjiru, I guess somebody else saw that screenshot. I made crazy amount of money from here, from a prop farm here, from this particular setup. So guys, I'm telling you, this knowledge, you better pay a mentor to actually hold your hand, and then things will be very good. Any question concerning AUD USD? I'm done with AUD USD. I want to move to GBP JPY. 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 I want to move to GBP JPY.
Snowflakes falling, speakers bumping.
GBP JPY.
It's that time of the year, and Vibe Zone DJs.
I want to move to GBP JPY. No questions. Good. Let's look at GBP JPY. GBP JPY. GBP JPY. Mzee mzima Sairik unasemaje? Sairik is my good friend. So I told you the first thing you want to do is begin your top-down analysis from the weekly time frame. So this is how it looks on the weekly time frame. So the last week closed kind of bullish, though it didn't close with a lot of momentum. But I'm seeing on the weekly time frame we are approaching the cheaper zones. You guys can see that, So I don't know if you guys can see this. GBP JPY is another gold. It behaves like gold, by the way. GJ nayo ina behavingi kama dhahabu. Allow me to finish with GBP JPY. You'll go and do the other analysis on the other pairs, and maybe NZD USD. Fancy, are you here? I'll do that, the one that you've told me. I'll do that. Let me do GJ, and then I'll do NZD USD, and then I can close it as that. So don't go anywhere, Fancy. I've seen your request. Huh? So I want to do GJ, and then we've done gold, we've done Brent, that is the crude oil, we've done what's the other one that we've done? AUD USD, and I've given you the setup. And then I want us to do what? I want us to do this GJ, and then maybe UJ, though I don't love UJ. UJ is crazy, move kama kitu kingine, but GJ is ever bullish, if you guys know that. Provided we don't have anything, the Bank of Japan is a very good bank. It's a very good, the BOJ is always keeping their rates steady, so the name isn't that bad. So we have GBP JPY. This is how it looks on the weekly time frame. You can see price got to this zone, and then boom, crazy sellers, break of structure, price is pulling back to a cheaper zone. Sellers are trying to sell it, but it's failing. You can see that on the weekly time frame. Yeah, those ones too, I'm expecting bullish moves. So this is how it looks on the daily time frame. It looks like this on the daily time frame. So okay, this particular zone, the intermedium, or this particular section on the daily time frame is very bullish. You can see price pull back to a cheaper zone after this break of structure, and then boom, crazy buys, fast leg. I feel your cup and it overflowed. Looking for high to keep you close. I was afraid to leave you on your own. Guys, I don't know if you see something that I told you. I told you all you need to do is that particular model that I was showing you at first. I told you all you need to do is identify the range. For example, this was the range on the daily time frame. This was the swing line. This is external range. You identify a zone, wait for price to pull back, and then you roll your bull. Look at this. Simple strategies. The things that I just talked about, you can see. I talked about this, and you can see it. It is literally happening in the markets. This is GBP JPY for you. This is GBP JPY for you. Look at that. So whatever I'm saying here, see your stories ajabu anasema story ambazo zina make sense. Sawa. So I'm saying we're very bullish. We had the first leg pull back, and then the second leg crazy one, and then pull back to a cheaper zone, and then boom. The buyers fail, pull back to the cheaper zone, and then the buyers get more fuel, and then boom. Look at that. This is on the daily time frame. So you're very bullish. All you need to do is just join the buyers. Simple, nice, and easy. It's either you identify a zone around this particular zone, you join the buyers, or you wait for price to break this particular higher high, and then once it breaks this higher high and taps into a zone here, a premium zone, you join the sellers to sell a pullback, maybe to at least this particular zone. Simple, nice, and easy. And I'm done with GBP JPY. That's how it looks like. Nishamaliza wadau. It's that simple on GBP JPY. It's either you wait for price to pull back, you join. It's either you wait for price to pull back, you join the buyers, or you wait for price to take these zones out. You wait for price to take you wait for price to take out this particular zone, and then tap to a supply zone over here. It's either you wait for a pullback, it's either you wait for a pullback, you join the buyers, or you wait for price to come here, you join the sellers to sell at least to this particular demand zone, and then boom, you continue with that. It's that simple. I'm done on GBP JPY. Remember, on currencies, what I give mostly is the swing trades, not like gold. Even though on gold I also give the swing trades. So it's that simple. It's either you wait for a pullback, join the buyers from a cheap zone, or you wait for the sellers, these premium zones, and then you get a point of interest and qualify that point of interest. You qualify it. If you want to know how we qualify points of interest, join our classes. Those are the things that we teach there. I'm done with GBP JPY. It's that simple. Any question on GBP JPY? I want to move to the next. I'm done on GBP JPY. I'm done, like your ex was done with you. Oh my, let me stop being a hush. Any going on GBP JPY? I'm done. Boom, 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 boom. And this is now liquidity. See this particular trend line that was serving, this particular order flow that was serving the sellers, it's now liquidity. It's gonna get smoked out. It's gonna, because it already did its job. It already did its work. Let me actually get rid of this. It already did its job. Now it's liquidity. So it's already, this trend line already served the sellers. Now this time the buyers are here to grab that liquidity. The buyers are here to. I love buyers. I love buyers, to be honest. Buyers are my boys. Because when it comes to bulls, I'm also a good bull. I love bulls more than bears. Even if you check my MT5, I love bulls more than bears. I'm done with GBP JPY, guys. I'm going to the next. Any question on GBP JPY? Fancy, what was your currency pair? NZD? NZD what? Fancy type. NZD USD. Thank you. Guys, make sure you're following me. If you have not followed me, New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar against the United States dollar. New Zealand near Sydney. Oh my. Pafaa zinaona sellers wako na nguvu. But all you need to do is first begin with a top-down analysis to get to know where the market is and where it's going. So this is NZD USD for you. Okay. This is on the weekly time frame. So I'm seeing price tapped into a flip zone around here. On the weekly time frame, price tapped into a flip zone over here. Didn't quite touch the weekly demand, but it tapped into a flip zone. So that means if it hasn't yet touched the demand, price could actually come down and touch that demand so that it can now, the bulls can continue going up. This is what I'm seeing on the daily time frame. On the weekly time frame, last week on the weekly time frame, seems like the sellers won. So let's see what we have here. So this is a flip zone. I remember I said a flip zone is where a supply changes to a demand, or a demand changes to a supply, or in simple terms, a resistance zone becomes a support zone, and vice versa. For example, this was a resistance zone, and now price is bouncing here, and buyers are trying to buy this particular market. Buyers are trying to buy this market. So this is what we have. Okay, this is what we have on the daily time frame. The daily time frame almost formed an indecision candle. Are you guys seeing the candles? I don't know why I usually don't see them on my phone. So this is what I'm seeing on the daily time frame. The daily time frame, almost actually the price formed an indecision candle, not a bearish, but a bullish indecision candle. That means price might pull back a little bit, and then the market continues selling. So because you can see on this particular time frame, as much as we tapped into that particular flip zone, you can see the sellers are in control. The market is forming a series of lower highs and lower lows. You can see from here, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. But this time, the market tries to form a higher low, then a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. Comes back to this particular supply over here. You guys can see that, and then boom, lower low, lower high, lower low. So on NZD, I'm seeing the market is forming lower highs and lower lows. So if you're looking for swing trades, as much as I can see, we are not yet at the very extreme zone. We are at a flip zone. Remember, actually, let me tell you this. This particular NZD, if you're looking for swing trades, you need to be very careful, because where we are, it's more of an indecision zone. That's why we have an indecision candle on the daily time frame. So you need to be very, very careful. You need to be very, very careful, because a flip zone is a demand zone. On this particular case, our flip zone is a demand zone. So that means price might decide to start going all the way up. But you can see we have an indecision bullish candle, which tells you the market might continue selling. So you need to be very, very careful. NZD USD fancy, you need to be very, very careful with it if you're looking for long-term trades. Right now, Maliko, it's either you wait for the market to do this. Like for example, in this particular case, as much as, for example, this is the range. This is the external range. You wait for the market to either, for example, that's a swing lower. We know we are in cheap zones. Now that is the external range on the 4-hour time frame. This is on the 4-hour time frame. Wait for the market to give you the swing high. That is to at least break this particular zone. If it gives you a break of structure on the 4 hours time frame, gives you a very beautiful break of structure on the 4 hours time frame here. If it gives you a break of structure on the 4 hours time frame, that would tell you the market is now, the buyers are now taking the market. Something like this. If this bullish momentum continues and they break that zone, all you need to do is just, you see this particular zone on the 4 hours here. All you need to do is just mark out that particular 4-hour demand. It's an extreme demand for this particular case. Wait for the market to give you a pullback to that zone, and now you can join the buyers. You go all the way up. But all I can advise for now, don't do anything. Wait to see what the market is gonna do. We have a bullish indecision candle on the daily time frame. That means the market might continue selling. How are you doing, Dilimdas? Karibu sana tajiri. So the market might continue plummeting. You need to be very careful. So what I would advise you, this is more of an indecision area. Like the market is not with the sellers on the higher time frame. That is on the daily and on the 4 hours time frame. If you're looking for swing trades, remember, if you're looking for swing trades, tunaangalianga the higher time frame zones, like either H4 ama daily zone ama daily time frame. So that's why we have an indecision candle on the daily time frame. So you need to be very, very careful with this zone. Wait to see what the market is going to do. We wait for to see what the market is gonna do. Sawa. I'm done with that. Have you understood what we are going to do with on NZD-USD? Wait for the market to, the moment I told you this is an indecision zone, aina sellers ama buyers, even when you go to the daily time frame, a candle is that candle is telling you that, like you can see on the daily time frame. For example, the Friday's candle, this is the Friday's candles, this is the candle on Friday. You can see it's an indecision candle. It is telling you like no one has the market between that is sellers and buyers, and you might actually see the market pull back to these premium zones and continue selling. And like I told you, we are in a flip zone, so it hasn't quite gotten to the weekly demand. Actually, it hasn't quite gotten to the daily, to the extreme zones. So it might sell all the way to the extreme zones, and then now the buyers can now take this market and boom, wairushe huko juu. You're very much welcome. You're very much welcome. I'm done. Guys, mnilipe. Namba tu ni hiyo yenye nimewaonyesha hapa. Niekeza cabbage. Mtu aniekeza cabbage. I'm done. Any other pay that anyone would want me to do before I exit, because I want to exit so that I can rest, so that I can be able to at least. But then I love what AUD-USD, I'll be on its ice. Come market. I'll be very keen on during the market open. I'm seeing a very beautiful opportunity here. Actually, let me have an alert here. Because when price might decide to open with the crazy sales and then tap my zone and then boom, we roll that ball like no man's business. Otherwise, guys, this is my number in case you want to join my classes. But I have next month, that is easy classes, are next week. Niko na very few sessions. I have very few slots, not sessions. I have very few slots remaining. So I'm almost done with the previous month's classes. I am left with something like 2 or 3 sessions, and then I'll be done with those students, and then I'll tell them you've now graduated from IAMFX HQ. You guys go transform the world, go make money, go buy Lambos. I wish you big AMGs, I wish you mansions, I wish you money, dollars, millions of dollars in your accounts with whatever knowledge I've given you. I do teach even the fundamental breakdown. So yeah, make sure you're taking that number, make your payment $150, and then you reach out on that, the very same number on WhatsApp, for the logistics and all that, and then boom, we can do business. Kuna mtu anasema amekuwa tagged kwa BTC sasa hizi aini fresh, inaona inaweza endelea kusell. By the way, una hizo ina nini, usually when you see the moment it tapped this particular zone, once it tapped our zone, Korea haikufaa kurudi hivi chini. They were supposed to actually come back. They was actually supposed to come back to this zone and then boom, iende ikienda. But you can see that's not the case. The sellers still have this market. So yeah, it might keep selling. Look at the candles that we have on the H4. It might continue selling, by the way. You need to be very careful with it. On Saturday, by the way, I call this beautiful trade on XAU on BTC USD from the 63,650 level all the way to the 69,700 level, and then come Wednesday, I got another position, a beautiful 1 to 10. This was a beautiful 1 to 12. Do you guys know 1 to 12? What 1 to 12 means? 1 to 12 means if I was risking $100, by the moment it was hitting my take profit, I made $1,200. 1 to 10 means if I was risking $100, by the moment it was hitting my TP, I had my beautiful what? $1,000. You guys never understand that, and you guys can see I usually have very tight SLs. Why? Because I utilize the key window. These are some of the things that I teach my students. 10 is one of my students, and on Friday I saw a setup she took on gold, and I was like, I'm very happy for you. You are a good student. At least I didn't quite eat your money. At least you benefited from the knowledge that I gave you. And she's printing. I usually say you are going to spend $150 on classes, but how much money are you going to print from the knowledge that I'm going to give you? Simple, nice and easy. Guys, I'm done. I want to exit. Have I been of help for the last how many hours? Was it 2 hours? Yeah, here she is. I don't know, should she come here and then she tell you about but I would really Wanjiru, come up here. Let me send you an invite. When I'm saying things, people think I'm niko mavitu. Kesho maybe okay. Sawa. Sasa ni kama bado wako kwa boyfriend. Ni weekend, hajaenda kwake bado. So yeah, hajaenda kwake bado. Guys, akienda kwake atakuja hapa na tuta nini? Siwezi panda guest. Hawezi panda guest kwa sababu bado wako kwa boyfriend. Sawa wadau. Ni wachana. Kumbe Tony Brian ndo boyfriend yako ni Wanjiru, sikujua. Okay, I didn't know. Wanjiru, kumbe Tony is your boyfriend. You have learned something. And I have a lot. I carry more than that's just but a tiny bit. DJ Kelvin Pesa. I'll make sure you guys are reaching out for those classes. I'll be finishing those logistics in the next few days so that we can get started either later this week. Yeah. So make sure you are reaching out as early as now. And you saw Tony Brian is the boyfriend. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. That's nice. I'm so happy for you guys. So the boyfriend is trading, the girlfriend is trading. You guys can imagine how much money that family is making. Nyamanza mamu. Nasikia wananiambia ni nyamaze. Oh, thank you. Okay, Tony Brian, I didn't know. Mutuita. I'll give you by the moment you guys are getting married, I'll give you my AMG to carry the bride. The bride will be Wanjiru. Bas, I'll give you my AMG or my Range Rover to carry the bride. Tony Brian. Yeah, reach out to me then. Yeah. Lazima ni support ndoa za watu. I'm a good person. I'm stealing these gold buys all the way from the NFP and I'm targeting these supplies on over here. Na Wanjiru ujifunze kuhold trade. Unajua Wanjiru ni ule mtu anaingianga kwa trade, alafu anaona blues ako like nimeona $200 ama nimeona $100 ama $30 anatoka. Guys, learn how to hold trades. You can imagine there is that trade I took on gold at the 4300 and I took it around January sijui date 15 huko. Na bado saizi niko I'm intact. Yeah, guys, Wanjiru kwanza, you need to learn. I don't want my students to be cutting their winnings very early. And I'm done. Any question, guys? Stop calling. Ulisema tu tungoje hit TP venye. I say that. This is the very same way you usually get patient and be like have hope. Hii itaenda ikiwa kwa drawdown. Pia venye unangojanga SL hit, pia ngoja TP hit. Bure kuna kitu utakuwa unafanya hapo. I need a glass of water because I've spoken too much. Guys, you guys, hata mniekeza cabbage. Wanjiru siniekeza cabbage, siko na namba yangu. Hata wengine nimewapea namba. Simniekeza cabbage, sina za cabbage. Please stop calling. It's honest. I've been through enough. Guys, wacha nikaangalie withdraw ukafuka nini yote. Si niliwaambia Friday muingie full margin. Sasa ni shida nikiwapeanga setup. Amtaki. Wanjiru, if you listen to me NFP ukaenda full margin. Kwanza ilipeana clean 500 pips at first. Kama uliingia $100 full margin, niko sure ulikuwa unafaa utoke na ngapi? Unafaa utoke na kitu kama 7 so hapo 1000. Ndio wapeanga setup, muache kulalisha. Si nionyesha pia venye mna flip $10. Si nilionyesha Wanjiru. Muache kulalisha bana. Msilalishe. Kwanza hii wiki kuna accounts zangu ziko drawdown. Kuna zenye zili close na drawdown. I need to kuzifufua hii wiki. I'm hoping for the best. Wanjiru, hiyo account ifandiwe na boyfriend before utoke kwake. Si mlikuwa kwake weekend? Mwambie afund account ama umwache. Mambo ni mawili. Afund account ama umwache. Guys, mimi niwaache sasa. Sioni kama kuna mtu akona swali. I'm trying to pass time so that you guys can ask questions. I'm trying to pass time so you guys can ask questions. Oh my, I'm about to have my alarm back. Weekend nazimanga alarm. Sasa ni masaa tena ya kuwaka. Na hii pesa yenye mimi naamkianga saa 8 kutafuta, ndio mtu anataka 2000 urgently. Niko sure nitampea. Am I really going to give you that those guys my 1000 urgent? Or the 2000 urgently? No, actually naumwa na tumbo nikikumbuka nafaa kuset alarm. Niamke. Kwanza leo naamka tu. Monday naamkanga tu. Hizi siku zingine naamkanga 4:40. Ndio nishike kiwindo ya Tokyo. Anaweza kosa kuwa live. Ndio watu wako na familia uanga tunanga haraka. Maisha ni polepole. Any question, by the way, the 13 of you, if you've not followed me, make sure you follow me. Thank you, Klein Drop for the follow. Kuna mtu alisema wakali wanakaanga mafala until wakuoshe. That was a dark comment. Hizi vitu guys nawaambianga mnafikirianga ni jokes. Okay, Rob I'm not trying to be tribal or something. I just remembered that. Guys, do these things that I usually tell you. Look at this bearish indecision candle and then see what follows. Boom. Look at this bearish indecision candle. Bearish indecision candle. Boom. What follows? Boom. The knowledge that I teach here, it's 100% correct. Okay? 100% correct. Na niuliza mnataka tuflip account ya pesa ngapi? Hamku niambia nikaweza ama tununue prop tufund hiyo $30 to flip ama tununue account ya 5k tujaribu kupata payouts. Hamku niambia mnataka aje Wanjiru. You didn't tell me what you guys want. Ania kila mtu lazima kila mtu aunde do. Hii mwaka lazima kila mtu aunde do. Hii mwaka lazima kila mtu aunde. Ndio maana saa hizi bado sijalala. Niko hapa kuwapea free knowledge and free signals or other directions and what to expect. I am done. Any question? You have 2 seconds to ask questions. If there is no questions, I'm gonna be logging off and you guys can have a good night. To flip $10 inaweza kosta kuwa na maisha. Sasa hiyo ni setup moja. Hiyo tu like inaweza enda na the first trade. What you can do, you guys, join my Telegram community. Go to my link, join my Telegram, alafu I'll communicate your story ya kuflip kwa hiyo account. Wacha kwanza watu join my free Telegram community. Hapo ndo tutaongea mambo ya nini. Na msisahau story ya classes cause nikisha close nikifanya logistics classes nafunga. And I'm done. See you when you see me. Bye bye guys, I love you. Nawapenda nyinyi wote.